What's going on everyone, SuperaTom here, and Eula, our physical ice queen, has been back for quite a while now. Today I want to make a video on her top 5 best team comp for those who have successfully been able to pull for her. As we've known, although she has a cryo vision, most of her damage dealt will be from her insanely high physical damage output, especially her burst. Therefore, team running superconduct, lowering physical resistance, and build that allows her to deal more burst damage would definitely help out Eula. With that, let's jump into the video. So, team number 1 is one of the best options for her running with right now is Raiden Shogun, Diona, and Bennett. This is one of the core teams that most people run with because of how versatile it is. You've got Diona to help her with Cryo Resonance, also healing and shield, which is very good for Eula, especially if Diona is running with either a Dark Bow or Favonius Bow. She's going to be helping Eula a ton with Particles regen. And then Raiden Shogun is there because if you've got Raiden Shogun on your team, then you've already known that she's one of the best support character for Eula herself, because her role here is definitely going to have her E skill, apply Electro Element onto your enemies, and have Eula deal Superconduct for physical resistance decrease. And since Raiden Shogun's E skills is basically have 100% uptime, Eula's gonna have an easy time with Superconduct. And also, what Raiden Shogun can do that no other character can actually provide to Eula at this point in time is the Elemental Burst damage bonus. If you level up Raiden Shogun's E skill up to around level 8 or 9, she's basically giving Eula a 24% Elemental Burst damage increase, which is insane. And then you've got Bennett, the bread and butter character of every single team in Genshin Impact. I don't know what you would do without Bennett. He's there to obviously increase Eula's damage output during her burst, and also giving her a bit of healing, or helping her deal a bit of melt damage at some point in time. So either way, it works out well for Eula. Now the only thing you do have to keep in mind about Bennett is that you do need a bit of timing to get Eula's burst correctly timed with Bennett's burst, because even though Bennett's burst is practically around 20 seconds uptime, and Eula's burst does require a 7 seconds before ending and dishing out the most damage possible, you do want to time it perfectly so that Eula's burst always ends before Bennett's burst ends, so that it can get the most out of its damage. And so using this team, you're basically practically always going to have your Eula and Raiden Shogun very healthy, because Diona and Bennett are basically the two healing characters of the game. Now what's also good about this team is that you've got Raiden Shogun to basically be a sub DPS on Eula's cooldown, because Raiden Shogun also benefit from this team a lot. Now how you run this team is normally first you set up Bennett's burst, and then you quickly switch to Raiden Shogun to set up her E skills. That's important because her E skill does snapshot with Bennett, and then you quickly switch to Diona, hold down her E skills for elemental particles for Eula and set up skill as well, and then after that you go to Eula and then press her burst. Next, team number 2, we have, I would say, a pretty interesting team. I actually have not seen many people been using this, but I've been using it for a while and I love it. We've got Raiden Shogun, Zhongli, and Lisa on the team. Wondering why Lisa's on the team? If you forgot about her and left her at the back of your garage for so long, that it's time to pick her out and put in Eula's team, because she is one of the best characters to support for Eula's as well. Simply because even though she's going to be tough as a DPS, her support capabilities is very good, because not only does she help applying electro elements for superconduct team, especially Eula, her burst will apply a 15% defense decrease on opponents for 10 seconds, therefore increasing damage for Eula. And not only that, she's a catalyst user who you're able to run with Thrilling Tales of Dragons. And then you've also got Zhongli. Obviously his shield is basically non-breakable, so that's why in this team you don't really have to worry too much about a healer, because if you're you're good at dodging and holding up Zhongli's shield for a long time, any of the character on the team is almost not ever never going to have their HP taken down. Not only that, Zhongli's shield actually also helps you with a 20% physical resistance on mobs around you as well. So that's already around 35% of physical resistance decrease on mobs already, not counting superconduct where it gives you another 40% physical resistance decrease, and in total that's a 75% decrease in physical resistance, helping Eula dealing a ton of damage. Plus Lisa have Thrilling Tales of Dragon for even more damage, not to mention Zhongli running with Tenacity of Millith, boosting her damage another 20%. And then also if you're thinking about worrying about energy particles, then you don't really have to worry much because Raiden Shogun is already one of the best characters in terms of providing energy particle for the team. And so if you're confident with Eula energy recharge and she's having around 130%, I would say, then this team will already help her regenerate her burst a lot. And so this team is pretty simple to run. First, you just go to Zhongli, set up your shield, use his burst if you want to, and then set up Raiden Shogun's E skills. And Lisa here would want to be built more onto the support side in terms of having a lot of energy recharge, because most of her support capabilities comes from her burst. So if Lisa's burst is on at that time, you use her burst and then go to Eula to set up a burst and then take out your whole floor of mob. Team number 3, we have Fischl, Diona, and Beidou. This team is perfect for, I would say, free-to-play account, and you don't have Raiden Shogun, because from doing many of your account review, I do see that not many of us actually has access to Raiden Shogun. And so next time when Raiden Shoguns come back, you'd better try to pull for her, because she's one of the best support character in the game that you can actually get your hand on at this point in time. But that's not to say that having Fischl and Beidou here isn't very helpful for Eula. Now, this team's going to be also able to help you with a ton of off-field support. So as you've already know, we have Fischl to provide consistent electro elements onto your enemies around you. You've got Diona again for Cryo's resonance and cryo particles for Eula. And then you've got Beidou for burst support whenever Eula burst has ended, so she can also act as a sub DPS in Eula's place. Also with Beidou's unique playstyle in terms of countering attack with her E skills, she's going to make this team a lot more fun to play around with. So team number 4, we've got Rosaria, Xingqiu, and Bennett. This is also going to be an interesting team at that, and also a free-to-play friendly team. So you've got Rosaria here in place of Diona to provide her cryo resonance along with Eula. And not only that, Rosaria has that special support capabilities in terms of providing your characters more crit rate. And so that's a very good addition for Eula's as well, because it's always important to ensure that her burst actually deals the maximum damage. You do not want to have a non-crit burst on Eula's, right? So if your Eula's is struggling a bit with crit rate in terms of sucks artifacts, then Rosaria's is going to be able to provide you that as well. Xingqiu here is an interesting addition to the teams in terms of having a bit of a frozen team for Eula. Now, most of the time, if Eula hits frozen enemies, she's probably going to be shattering them. So enemies most of the times are not going to be frozen in place, but Eula does get a bit of that shatter damage in addition to that, so that's a pretty good addition as well. Also, Xingqiu does help a lot of off-field burst damage, so that's going to be a lot more damage on the off-field side for your team. And then Bennett, as always, is there to save the day with providing a ton of healing as well as attack increase. And finally, team number 5 is Raiden Shogun, Albedo, and Fischl. Now you're probably asking why I'm having my Lumine here. It's because I don't have Albedo to showcase, so I'll just slot her in his place. And this is also a super interesting team that I would love to play a lot more on, because the amount of off-field damage you're getting with this team is practically insane. Every single support character on this team have off-field damage support capabilities. You have Raiden Shogun, her E skills, and you've got Albedo's E skills popping off Geo Flowers once every 2 seconds in his AoEs. And if you've already got Albedo, you know how insanely that damage can get to. And you've got the machine gun firing Oz on Fischl. Since you've already got Electro Resonance from Raiden Shoguns and Fischl, this team is going to be providing her a tons of burst uptime at that. And the only thing to worry about on this team is that you don't really have any any healer, so you do have to rely a lot more on your evading skills and in terms of crystallized reactions on albedo to create you a shield. But if you're fine with that, then this team is potentially going to deal you a ton of damage. So again, if you haven't tried out this team, be sure to do it because it's super fun to play. And so that's my list of the top 5 team for Eula at this point in time. Obviously, as more characters are going to be released, her top teams are going to be changed, but at this point in time, these teams that we've already mentioned here in this video are very fun to play, and there are some free-to-play friendly teams for you to test out as well. So let me know what is going to be your favorite team in the comment below. And also, if you love Geo characters, you've already pulled for albedo and also planning to pull for Goro and Ito, I've got a video talking about the 5 things you'd want to know before you pull for Goro. So if you're interested, be sure to check out. Well guys, if you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of my Genshin Impact content, and also I stream on Twitch mostly on Wednesday and Sunday, so be sure to follow me on Twitch as well and come hang out. And with that, this is Tom wishing everyone a super day.